Alright guys, we've done a lot of work with problems like this where we're solving for our letter. Alright, so one of the things we haven't done though is work with the problems when they have some negatives in them. So some of these have negatives, negative variables, some of them do not. I just want to show you kind of the difference and how to work them. Alright, so remember we undo addition generally with subtraction. If it's like plus 3, well actually I'm going to start a little bit out of order. Okay, I've got 4 problems here, I'm going to start here. Okay, this says a minus 3 equals. Okay, so we've got, this side says a minus 3, this side has negative 24. So nothing to combine, we just need to get the variable by itself. So in order to get rid of this minus 3, obviously we're going to add 3. Okay, so we add 3 here, add 3 on the other side. Okay, so it gives us a equals, and the only new part about this here is you got negative 24 plus 3. That's going to give you negative 21. Okay. So problem up here, we have negative 3 plus x. So these two numbers are being combined through addition. Now a lot of times, well, we know we're either going to use addition or subtraction. We've always used addition or subtraction to get rid of something when it's adding. Multiplication and division are opposites of each other. So the way this is happening is it's being combined through addition. Now you could do two different things here. You actually can add or subtract. The easiest thing to do is to get rid of a negative 3 would be to add 3. Okay? So we are going to add 3. Alright? So add 3 on this side. I'm going to add 3 to the other side. Okay. So again, to get rid of a negative 3 that's being added, you can actually use addition, because if you add 3 to negative 3, that equals 0, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get rid of it. So that's 0 plus x is x. And 7 plus 3 is 10. And if we kind of want to go back and look at it like checking it, you go negative 3 plus 10 actually is 7. Okay? So again, I would advise, like, if that didn't make sense to you, rewatch that part, each one of these, before you even go on to the next one. Alright? So this negative 3, I used a negative 3 both times. This negative 3 was being added to the x. This negative 3 is next to the x. Well, we know that any number next to a variable means multiplication. And the way to get rid of multiplication is division. So we get rid of multiplication with division. We're going to use the exact same number. We're going to use, that is negative 3 times x. So the opposite of multiplying negative 3 is dividing negative 3. Okay, so if I divide one side by negative 3, I divide the other side by negative 3. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is 1, so we're left with 1x. And 12 divided by negative 3 is negative 4. Okay, again, if that was a little confusing to you, rewatch it before you go to the next one. Alright, our last one has 2 steps. Okay, we got 2 things on the side with the variable that we need to get rid of in order to get this x by itself. So we have negative 9x. So they're next to each other. So when a number is next to a variable, that's multiplication. Then we have minus 5 equals 13. So we have to always get rid of anything being added or subtracted first. So we're going to get rid of minus 5. We're not going to, this isn't a negative. Just get rid of minus 5 by adding 5 equals, oops, sorry, and go ahead and add 5 to the other side. Okay, we didn't do anything to the negative 9x, so let's bring it down. If you had minus 5 and you added 5, that would cancel out and give you nothing, so we don't need to do anything there. And then 13 plus 5 is 18. And here's another trick. Remember, a lot of you, if you're like, wait, is that a plus or a minus? A lot of times, if you guys just read it, you'll know it naturally. Okay, none of you would look at that and go minus 9x. No, because it came first, so it's negative 9. If I did this, you'd say 9x minus 5. And that's what it is. It's a minus 5. Okay. So we're going to get rid of this negative 9 that's next to it, which is multiplication. So again, we get rid of multiplication. With division, if you're being multiplied by negative 9, the opposite of that is dividing by negative 9. Divide that side by negative 9. Okay, negative 9 divided by negative 9 is 1, so 1x. 18 divided by negative 9 is negative 2. Okay, with all these negatives, definitely try and use the rules in your head, but check it against a calculator. Take your time. It takes a little time, but you'll get used to it. All right, guys, good luck.